So, welcome back to another section of the PyTricks Archive Showcase. Today what we're going over is one of the last PyTricks, and this is one of the more in-depth PyTricks. It has quite a bit more lines, as you can see right here, 59 lines, as opposed to the other ones, which are much shorter, but it goes over how to create a virtual environment in Python. Now, this is a super important part of Python, because what it'll do is it helps keep your project dependencies separated, as well as avoiding version conflicts between packages and different versions of the Python runtimes. So we're just going to scroll through, read through this, and then explain to you how you would set it up on your own. So before creating and activating a virtual environment, you should make sure that Python and pip both map to the system version of the Python interpreter. This could be Python 2.7, 3.5, 3.10, whatever you feel. So you want to map this to the Python interpreter by using which version of Python, as well as use your local bin Python if you're on Linux. Now what we want to do is create a fresh virtual environment using another version of Python. So we're going to run from the command line python3-m vnev./vnev. So vnev is the command for creating a virtual environment. What Python really is, or what a Python virtual environment really is just a Python environment in a folder. So if you run ls.vnev, so if you run the folder with all of that in it, it'll create 4 folders: bin, include, lib, and pyvnev.config. Basically what this does is this is creating your virtual environment in that folder, so all of its code can run in there. Now, activating a virtual environment configures the current shell session to use the Python and pip commands from the virtual environment folder instead of the global environment. So in order to do this, run the command source./vnev/bin/activate. It'll run that script and allow you to use everything from within that folder, creating a special virtual environment just for yourself. Note how activating a virtual environment modifies your shell prompt with a little note showing that the name of the virtual environment folder. If you see right here, it'll say /vnev. That was the name of your folder. If you're going to make multiple virtual environments, better to create specific and unique names for all of them. If you want to, you can run this little command here, echo v, and then that'll appear back in the terminal as a little bit of fun for yourself. Now with an active virtual environment, the Python command maps the interpreter binary inside the active virtual environment. So as we can see right here, it says brackets vnev, so that way we know we are in the virtual environment. And then if you go which Python, it'll go /user/dan/myproject/virtual environment/bin/python3. So this will obviously be your username, and then this could be your project folder, and then it'll use the virtual environment that you were using, and in the bin there is Python3. Now installing new library and frameworks with pip now installs them into the virtual environment sandbox, leaving your global environment and any other virtual environments completely unmodified. So just as you normally would install something with pip, you just type pip install requests, pip install running calculator, pip install anything you want to install, and it will install it just there, just as you want. Now to get back to the global Python environment, run the following command, deactivate. So run that in that command prompt. All of a sudden what you'll see is this vnev disappear, and you'll go back to your normal command prompt. So right like this, just as I said, it'll go right by this. You'll have nothing there in the beginning anymore, and everything's back to normal. Now if you want to deactivate the virtual environment and make the Python and pip commands go back to the global environment, go /which Python, which one you want, running that command, and then /user local bin Python, and it'll send you back to your local version of Python. So that's how to go over creating a virtual environment in Python, a very useful, very strong tool for keeping your dependencies separated, as well as making your development much easier, creating less overhead. Now, it's recommended that you try this out on your own using a command prompt or something like that, and start using that for all of your Python projects. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down below. Thanks for watching.